Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate your patience, or actually, I accommodate your lack of patience. You almost threw me off. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate all of your public service. This is a chaotic time in the workplace, as you all know, and we've spent a lot of time in our office working to look at how do we provide more secure retirement futures for all workers, all different kinds. So let me start with Ms. Freedom and talk a little bit about we have a bill called the Retirement Savings for Americans Act. I don't know if you've had a chance to look it over, but in Colorado, 80% of our workers work at very small companies. Either they're working as gig workers or companies with less than 50 employees. They're less likely than those working at larger firms to have literally any retirement savings through their workplaces. And when you add those very small businesses, add the gig workers to them, it becomes a significant liability to the future of Colorado, and I would argue to our country. Now, as a former small business owner, and I had started a restaurant that brews its own beer, but we had a number of restaurants. It was really hard for us. We went out, we did put in a 401k program, but the cost for a small business was burdensome, to say the least. The Retirement Savings for Americans Act, I think, provides a real solution. So workers without access to an employer-based retirement plan would be enrolled in a plan similar to TSP that we have access to here in Congress and that most federal employees have access to. More importantly, these plans would be portable, would follow the workers for their entire lives. So, Ms. Friedman, how important is it that we expand access to retirement benefits for all workers?
Thank you so much. First of all, Senator, do you have any of that beer here today? No, I'm only kidding.
We try to keep it always.
I could use one about now. No, I'm only kidding. So, yeah, I mean, it's super important. As we've talked about today, we've talked about the fact that millions and millions of people, 54 million or something, don't even have any kind of retirement savings plan to supplement Social Security. So that's just wrong in the richest country in the world that doesn't exist. So I want to say that, yeah, we commend you for introducing your bill. We are evaluating lots of bills right now based on our principles, some of which I put in my written statement. Right. And we're looking forward to talking to you. We do support the state auto IRA bills, and we're very much in support of the aspirations of Senator Sanders' bill. And so, yeah, thank you for introducing.
Appreciate that. And let me just put a finer point on it. We've got 800,000 employees in Colorado that generally have nothing. They have nothing at present and really nothing in the works that will make sure that they have a happy, safe retirement. And I think we need a number of more innovative retirement savings options so that this workforce, largely low-income workers, can have that opportunity. So if you're going to look at a bill like the Retirement Savings for Americans Act, which is auto-enrolled, people would automatically become enrolled, the federal government would pay the first 1% and then match their savings as they are able to save more. So how would a bill like Retirement Savings for Americans Act improve access to retirement savings for low and middle class employees, middle income workers, I guess I'd say? And within that, it's portable, that it will follow them for their entire working careers.
Yeah, I mean, so again, we have to do more study on it, but it sounds like you're making a definite progress. And again, as I said in our statement, we're evaluating a number of proposals. There's the Pensions for All proposal and your proposal and many others, and we look forward to working with you.
And just I'm out of time. so I have written questions. You'll all get your chance. I do want to emphasize that we spend about $276 billion a year in federal subsidies for retirements to encourage people to retire. And now when you look at, when I started out in my IRA, my 401k, you were allowed to put $2,000 away and get that tax deductible to grow. Now it's close to $30,000. And of that $276 billion a year that the federal government puts into subsidies for people's retirement, 16 billion out of 276 billion goes to the lowest 40% of workers. And so my argument is I think we could lower that from almost $30,000 a year for people, for wealthy individuals, high income earners, move that down to maybe 25,000, still very generous, but that would create the cushion that would allow us to put something like what I'm suggesting, that 1% going to every worker auto-enrolled that would be portable for their lives. Anyway, I yield back before the hammer cuts me off. I could see it coming.
No, but actually I very much enjoyed your last comment, so thank you. Members will have 10